They added this year energy consumption, second part is operations, and third part is like a self-grading, and then the fourth part of it is the resolution accepting that we will submit this, and that I do tomorrow electronically after approval. But this is an annual thing I do every year.
We generated 100 points. Is that good or bad?
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's,
When I was in school, that was a pretty good deal.
well, I guess a good way to sum that up is throughout the report, we are doing a little bit of something, touching bases, planning, running into problems and repairing them. And that's what this ECMAR is really, that last year when we came out with that CMOM setup, it was, major operations and emergency operations for the plant included. But they want to see everybody upgrading and doing something and not letting their systems deteriorate to nothing. And we've been actively doing that for about 25 years that I can vouch for at this point. But this puts it in writing saying that we are doing it.
Okay. Any questions of Tom on this report?
I'll make the motion to accept it.
Accept the report by Bruce,
I'll second.
second by Roger. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. To consider to approve and sign the contract with Wisconsin Public Service, WPS, for the TIF 4, 3 lights along Crest Drive and 1 light along Cashmere Street, for a total of $6,388.68. And those we can vote on tonight, but we're also going to put 4 lights on Highway 32 into the village of Pulaski, south of the roundabout. So, you realize that you're coming into town, so they're kind of getting down to 45 instead of 65 by the time. And those will be 5 lights or 4?
4.
4, and they will be south of the roundabout on Wisconsin 32. And we'll start approximately by where the welcome to the Pulaski sign is, and be scattered sufficiently to the north.
The state's got to approve that yet?
Yeah, we're
Part of it?
waiting for them to sign off.
Okay.
But we've got the paperwork approved by We Energies and what the costs
Okay.
were and all that. So I'd like to have both of them part of the motion. Although, we don't know when the state's going to get it off their desk.
Mm-hmm.
They will, but they've already had it a month.
But it should happen this year.
It should have happened, yeah. We've been working on it over a year.
Okay. So,
And these are all TIF 4 eligible expenses.
oh,
So I'll make a motion to approve that.
Gieske?
Second.
Second by Bowden and Lamb. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Thank you. Planning and Zoning Commission, I think almost everything's going to be informational. We had a preliminary 2-lot certified survey map for BP 1258, 24,806 square feet, Lot 1 home and Lot 2 medical clinic. Those previously were on 1 lot. As getting ready to deal with the future, they wanted to take that lot and turn it into 2 separate lots, one with the home on it and one with the business on it. So that required a certified survey, which was done by the Robert E. Lee Associates, and it is contingent upon Village Board of Zoning Appeals and then Village Board approval on several variances. Both the house and the business need a variance because the setbacks are a little smaller than normally required for the residential and for the business. I think it's B3, B4. Um, There will be a public hearing scheduled for the Board of Zoning Appeals, and that will be sometime in the end of June.
Yes,
Okay.
we're shooting for June 26th. I don't know for sure, though I didn't hear from them on that.
And informational only rezoning request for VP 1258, the medical clinic, southern part of the parcel be rezoned from R3 to B4. The whole northern part of the parcel to remain zoned as R3. Dr. Gloria Krumrei, owner, 405 South Wisconsin Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin. Dennis Ream, applicant, Robbie Lee Associates. Contingent upon the Village Board of Zoning Appeals and then the Village Board approval on several variances. The public hearing will be scheduled at the July 10th regular Village Board meeting. And item C, informational only, a site plan and design review for ALM Enterprises for a 9-unit senior living complex, VP 1839, contingent upon state approval of plans and all the regulations be followed and inspections being performed. And then item number D, there was a review and discussion held regarding the Village of Pulaski Comprehensive Plan. The last 2 chapters were introduced to the zoning commission.
So how was Dr. Crumray's lot zoned then? Was it all residential?
It was,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was all R3
yeah,
Okay.
from years past, so she wants to split it up.
Yeah, and
into
it makes sense
survey map.
to do it that way, just
Right.
all those years it was,
and I mean, she thought she could possibly be grandfathered, but you can't grandfather when you're gonna subdivide.
yeah.
That's a whole new ballgame. So,
Well, that was my question too, and then, of course, you answered my question last, at meeting. So she's obviously doing this, just planning ahead in the event the sale to make it easier for the future. And her request was to be, well, grandfathered in, but to cut the cost or to, so there would be no cost on her part. And you said that wasn't possible.
right.
And why isn't that possible for her?
Because this is not a situation where you've got like a church or something that wants to change something. This is a for-profit.
Okay, but her statement was, she did everything in the past correctly and followed the rules, regulations, zoning, whatever. And it's, I guess she felt that she was being penalized.
Well, you know, in the space of 30 years, zoning changes.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And with the certified survey map, that's when it would come into play when she's splitting those parcels, correct?
That's where you need a certified survey, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Bruce, what's your?
If I was
Yeah.
given it a break, the whole town would know about it immediately.
Yeah, that's true.
Number 6, payment request for Robert E. Lee and Associates, invoice 72116, miscellaneous in the amount of $750.88. 72117, Memorial Park Building, in the amount of $9,587.30. Is most of that inspection?
Probably about 2/3 of that, 2/3 of that is inspection, yeah. So that's all winding down now.
How is the progress on the 2 buildings?
Progress going quite well. The Part A building, the Memorial Park building, it's basically a couple of minor warranty issues and just polishing up things. We still have to do those masonry columns on the outside. That's the biggest thing that needs to be done. Got one flush valve on a urinal that's not working and a few odds and ends, little painting touch-up, caulking touch-up, that sort of thing. Over at Community Park, they're finishing, I don't know, Joel, do you know, did they finish the electric today or, you know?
They did
still-
not.
Still finishing, that's probably tomorrow or the next day they'll finish the electrical. But we do have a water leak in the wall, inside the wall between the men's and women's room. It just sprung up on Friday morning. So Joel's got the water turned off, just to that area, or to the whole building?
To the whole
To
building.
the whole building. And I'm waiting for a response from the contractor to say, okay, here's what we're gonna do to try and find that and fix that,
It's not
so.
a roof thing, it's inside someplace.
In the walls
Oh.
somewhere.
Eesh.
You can see water in both men's and ladies on the floor just trickling out, so. Kind of to where that hallway is, that hallway side.
Thank you. Next is payment request number 2 from Badgerland Buildings.
Oh,
Need a motion for it.
Well, I need a motion on the payment of the bills, I'm sorry.
I move to approve payment.
By Bob,
I'll second.
second by Bruce, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Number 7, payment request number 2, Badgerland Buildings Incorporated, Parks Buildings Part A and B contract 291-17-01 in the amount of $172,756.55 as per Paul Welter, Robert E. Lee.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
By Roger,
Second.
by Doug. Anything you want to add?
No, I just was looking, we've got $29,400 we're holding on them, so I think any of these little items, if something were to happen, we've got money to cover it.
Good, that's
For that money,
would be the
I'll
question
do
I
it.
had.
Yeah. Got some duct tape?
Yeah.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number 8 is draw number 4, Mountain Bay Incorporated Development in the amount of $173,027.62. That's the phase 1 of the residential development. It was part of the developers agreement we signed with Al Moore, basically, and covers for the extension of sewer and water in the Mountain Bay Drive. And the total incentive package was $751,000. And I think that's probably close to the final draw that's allowed. This will be TIF number 4 expense
I'll make a motion to approve that draw.
by Doug,
I'll second.
by Chris. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Payment request by Gold Cross Ambulance Service Incorporated in the amount of $14,416.15. That's second quarter 2017 subsidy for the NEW paramedic. Bob, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I'll make a motion to approve.
By Bob,
I'll second.
by Bob. Gieske. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Next is consider to approve the CTW proposal for well number 1 rehab as per Tom Rogers. And there's a letter from CTW that is part of your package. Tommy, you want to?
Yes, every 10 years, we have to pull and rehab the wells as per DNR code. CTW does all our well work for us, and this is the quote they gave us as pretty much as their anticipated cost was $7,500 to $7,800 with that notation in there to possible $1,500 contingency if there would have to be some pipe replacement of the column pipe. But I'm very satisfied with these numbers. These are like 2007 numbers.
Good.
You know, so-
I'd like to hear that.
you know, 20 years ago in 1997, we ran into some major issues, and at that time it was about $20,000, but we converted some of those issues into epoxy coated piping, stainless steel shaft, and went the extra mile. And now, in the long run, those items are going to save us some money. So, I would recommend that the board go with this.
I'll make that motion.
By Bruce,
I'll second that.
by Roger. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 11, to consider to approve Class B combination beer and liquor license applications effective 7/1/2017 to 6/30/2018. Hi, Paul.
Yes, me too.
Okay. Tony Hermanechek. That'd be Class B liquor and Class B beer. We have Zelensky's Bar, 149 West Pulaski Street. And Brick Wood Tavern and Dance Hall, liquor served in tavern and dance hall. And has been notarized and signed by Tony Hermanechek. We got Bernard William Wicca, 137 South St. Augustine Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin. Wicca's Bar, 137 South St. Augustine Street, first floor and basement of building at 137 South Augustine Street. Next would be a Cynthia Marie Ingalls. Full name of the corporation is Ingalls Mountain Bay Bar and Grill at 104 South Wisconsin Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin. The premises is described as one cooler, office, and bar area building, and it's signed by Cynthia Ingalls. And next is Pamela Ann Chavez, 8942 Olson Road, Oneida, Wisconsin, 54155. And it's Another Round LLC, operated at 110 West Pulaski Street. President is Pam Chavez, and the vice president member is Pablo Chavez. And they operate Another Round, located at 110 West Pulaski Street. The premises described as bar area and storeroom and kitchen. Next is David Robert Kubiak, 724 South St. Augustine Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin, 54162. The name of the establishment is Cocktails. The address of the premises is 203 South St. Augustine Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin. And he's describing the premises as the entire building. And next is David Paul Chiapaki.
Chachi.
Chachi?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, thank you for the help. 1035 Quiet Harbor Court, Suamico, Wisconsin, 54173. The trade name is Phase 2, located at 156 West Pulaski Street, Pulaski, 54162. His premises description is main floor, bar area, first floor of building at 156 West Pulaski Street.
Where is that?
That's
Another Round,
Spirits.
Beer.
No,
Spirits.
Spirits,
Oh.
JoJo's.
Jojo's,
He has
Fun
one
Wheel, I mean, it's got a couple names.
So
Party Marty's.
is somebody else gonna open it up?
Marty, yeah, we forgot that.
He had the
Polish
license
Palace.
last year, he's renewal, he may open for Polka Days.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, next is the Cobblestone Hotel and Suites, located at 1220 Mountain Bay Drive. It's a hotel lounge. There's a cooler and a stock room, and it is owned by Pulaski Hotel Group LLC, and Al Moore is the signature on it.
Okay, and that's it for the Class B. That would be the tavern licenses, the combination with the liquor and the beer.
And any motion for approval would require the fire inspection and police to sign off as well,
And the building inspector.
and the building inspector.
And to follow all Village of Pulaski ordinances. That would cover if there's any outstanding water bills and so forth, we can collect on them. So that needs to be part of the motion.
What would the police do for this part?
They
Well-
check with the names, they do a records
If
check.
there's a felon, that's okay.
Before I know, I didn't hear nothing about Kuzak. He's giving it a license up on that business?
We're trying to work with him. He's trying to get things straightened out, and hopefully he can do it before the deadline, but if not, it's going to be very difficult for him.
I've been working with Attorney Vandy Castle on that license also, so.
I just want to clarify, Roger, you had a good point there. I probably out of turn here talking, but it's not just felons that I'm looking for. I have denied recently quite a few bartender licenses that you don't know about, but the reason why we did it, why I chose to do it,
Yeah.
is because we do a background on the people and stuff like possession with intent to deliver narcotics shows up,
Oh,
whether they're charged, whether they're convicted or not. I don't want that person serving alcoholic beverages because more than likely they'll be bringing other things into the bar to sell. And I don't want to
sure.
have people out there using a job for the
For their,
wrong purpose.
yeah. Well,
So
very understandable.
I'm just trying to point it out because you said felons and it's
Yeah.
not just felons, these could be
Okay.
misdemeanors. If you do get convicted of something, it's going to get denied.
So then we need a motion.
So
I'll make a motion to-
Contingent on the,
Contingency on all the stuff that's.
by Bob,
I'll second it.
seconded by Bruce. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 12, to consider approve Class A combination liquor and beer license applications for the period of 7/1/2017 to 6/30 of 2018.
These are the ones with the super ones.
Okay. This would be Super Ron's Food Center Incorporated, 960 County Road B, Pulaski, Wisconsin. The president is John James Allner. 3529 Sungate Castle Drive, Green Bay, Wisconsin. And Brian
Ulmer.
John Ulmer, same address. And the trade name is Super Ron's Food Center, located 960 County Road B, Pulaski, Wisconsin, 54162. And the premises is described as the grocery store.
Just one you said? I'll make a motion to approve.
By Bob Gieske,
Second.
seconded by Bruce.
Doug.
Those are with,
Jeez, I looked at Bruce.
those are with the contingencies.
With the same
contingencies.
contingency tax, what is it, do we switch?
Number 13,
13 would be the 3 gas stations.
consider approved Class A beer license applications for the period of July 1, 2017 to June 30th, 2018.
Can we vote on that last issue?
We didn't vote on.
We didn't vote,
no.
I'm sorry,
For
we did a
Super
motion, a
Ron, no.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Trying to get done before my voice goes.
Yep.
The first one is Trailside Convenience Mart Incorporated, Al Moran, 701 Hunters Run, Oneida, Wisconsin, 54155. And the name of the business is Trailside Convenience, 920 County Highway B, Pulaski, Wisconsin, 54162. The store, the C-store, cooler and display are the premise. Next is Sing Sworn, 425 Falcon Drive, Pulaski, Wisconsin, 54162. And it's operated as Pulaski Food and Gas Incorporated, 700 Carts Drive, Pulaski, Wisconsin, 54162. It's Pulaski Food and Gas at 700 Carts Drive, Pulaski, Wisconsin. Coolers and displays on the east side of the store. Next is Pulaski Shell of Wisconsin LLC, and the president is Jeffrey Allen Goen, 2741 Holly Way, Green Bay, Wisconsin, 54313. And the trade name is Pulaski Shell, located at 113 South Wisconsin Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin, and it's a convenience store with gasoline.
It's the 3 gas stations.
So have a motion to approve the 3 contingent on the normal approvals
So moved.
by Roger,
Second.
Bob? That was Bob? Okay, first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 15, to consider to approve annual indoor... 14?
14, yep.
Oh, wine, I forgot the wine. Consider to approve Class A liquor wine-only applications for July 1st, 2017 to June 30th of 2018.
We have two.
We have two. First one is John Michael Strew and Lisa Marie Strew. Their address is 3220 Hidden Pond Drive Road, Pulaski, Swamico, Wisconsin, 54313. And the trade name is Plants of Distinction, 162 West Pulaski Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin, 54162. And this premises, flower shop and greenhouses.
Question on that now.
Yeah.
It's going to 6/30/2018. Normally, when you would serve wine, you just apply for a license for that day.
That's later. That's wine tasting.
That's wine tasting.
These are
Okay.
selling bottles of wine.
Oh, okay, all right,
Year round.
year round, oh, okay.
Good question.
And I guess a lot of people do send a bottle along with the flowers nowadays.
Oh. I'll make a motion to approve that.
Is there one more? Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be one.
Okay.
Oh,
Next is Cynthia Beth Muther, 3561 Spring Green, which is old, Green Bay, Wisconsin, 54313. And the full name of the corporation is Mountain Bay Coffee and Gifts LLC. Mountain Bay Coffee and Gifts is located at 1146 Mountain Bay Drive in Pulaski. The shop store at 1146 Mountain Bay Drive, Pulaski. Possible storage for overstock is in the office. And could I have a motion to approve those two licenses
so moved.
with contingencies?
Yes.
By Roger,
Second.
second by Bob Bowman. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 15, to consider to approve the annual indoor entertainment license applications for July 1st, 2017 to June 30th, 2018. We have Tony Antoine Hermanichik, 179 West Pulaski Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin. Zelinski's Bar and Dance Hall. And it's for the tavern, room, and the dance hall. Next is Bernard William Wicca, 137 South St. Augustine Street, also known as Wicca's Bar. And it's the first floor of bar room. Cynthia M. Ingalls, N. 2293 Lawn Road, Pulaski, 54162. She is the president of Ingalls Mountain Bay Bar and Grill, 104 South Wisconsin Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin. And the last one is Pamela Ann Chavez, N. 8942 Olson Road, Oneida, Wisconsin, 54155. It's for another round located at 110 West Pulaski Street in the bar area. And David Robert Kubiak, 724 South St. Augustine Street, Cocktails, 203 South St. Augustine Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin. And David,
Robert, David Paul, Chachi,
boy,
Joni loves Chachi.
okay. 96 West Pulaski Street. It's called Phase 2, apparently, 156 West Pulaski Street. Bar area, first floor of building at 156 West Pulaski Street.
This is the last one.
And the last one is James K. Monty, doing business at Cobblestone Hotel and Suites, 1220 Mountain Day Drive, Pulaski, Wisconsin. Cobblestone Hotel and Suites, 1220 Mountain Day Drive, Pulaski, Wisconsin. The lounge and breakfast room.
Now, these indoor entertainment licenses cover the jukeboxes or if there's any bands indoors. That's what these licenses, and I need the same contingencies on these as the other ones.
Are they charged the same amount, all establishments?
Yes, with the $10 annual, and if they have the outdoor event, they're charged $25 per event. Like if they have something for polka days outside, they're charged $25.
But they have to apply for that
Yes.
though? Just that time, yeah.
Even for a jukebox they have to apply for?
That's
Really?
that's inside.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve
By Roger.
with the contingencies.
Thank you.
Second?
By Bob Diaski, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great. Number 16, consider approve the annual beer license garden applications for July 1st, 2017 to June 30th, 2018. And there are none. Number 17, consider approve operator bartender license applications ending in 6/30 of 2018.
These I have four.
Yeah, good. Yep, guess I can handle that. Camara D. Irwin. For Cobblestone, Hotel and Suites, completed the beverage training. This would be pending the approval of the chief. Justin A.
Warracks.
Warak for the Cobblestone Hotel in Pulaski. Have not indicated if they've done their beverage permit yet or not. And again, contingent on approval of the chief. Laura A. Sprada, Trailside BP. And she has completed her online training, again contingent on chief's approval. And the final one is Brittany A. Siski,
I think so.
okay. And that would be for Mountain Day Bar and Grill at 138 South Wisconsin Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin. And she did her training online, 1/14/2017. Again, contingent upon approval of the chief.
I'll make the motion.
By Bruce,
Second.
by Doug. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Number 18, consider to approve temporary Class B malt beverage license application, Pulaski Softball Challenge, Memorial Park Baseball Pavilion, June 9th to June 11th, 2017. Gravel
I'll make a motion to approve that.
by Doug,
Second?
by Bob Gieske. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Opposed? No. Consider to approve temporary Class B malt beverage license applications, Pulaski Baseball Memorial Park Concession Stand, Nate Petruva, President, for the Summer Classic 1 Tournament, July 7th through the 9th, 2017. Summer Classic 2 Tournament, July 14th through July 16th, 2017. And Summer Classic 3, July 28th to July 30th, 2017.
So moved.
By Bruce.
Second.
Chris, is a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 20, appointment to the Economic Development Ad Hoc Committee. I did have a meeting with Mark Becker, and he'd be more than happy to serve the vacant position replacing John Syndergaard on the Economic Development Ad Hoc. And could I have a motion to make that appointment?
Krista.
Yes.
I'll second it. Also.
Roger, second, yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. It's gonna be a good working partner with the county, I think. It's gonna help facilitate better communications. So I think it's a great move. Consider approve outdoor entertainment license application for Thursday, July 20th, 2017 through Sunday, July 23rd, 2017. The Mountain Bay Bar and Grill of 104 South Pulaski, Wisconsin Street, Pulaski, Wisconsin. Cynthia M. Ingalls. This is the typical Polka Days outdoor entertainment.
I'll make that motion.
By Bob Van Lanner,
I'll second it.
by Bruce. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Consider approved beer garden license application Thursday, July 20th, 2017 to Sunday, July 23rd, 2017 for the Mountain Bay Bar and Grill, 104 South Wisconsin Street. I believe that the police department requires fencing.
Mhm.
And so as long as they meet the requirements of the police department.
Yeah, there's a special permit they have to have with the double fencing and all that stuff for that,
Yeah,
right?
That's why
I don't
pointed-
believe it's double fencing anymore, but it was a single fencing, there's height restrictions on it.
And the building
The building
inspector
inspector
was-
always goes with me, and the county's gonna have to go there also for the food inspection, if they're gonna serve outside. There's a lot of elements that go into this, it has to meet all the criteria. So we'll follow right off the ordinance.
Did you do that on Thursday, you do that, or?
Usually, we like to do the inspection on Thursday, but with Thursday's event taking place, it'd be super nice to have it done on Wednesday. but,
Yeah, if they're not
I
done.
have
like-
been
A lot of
doing
times
this
they
for a
don't have
number
it
of
done.
years, and they're not even up until
Yeah,
Thursday,
yeah.
about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're struggling to get it inspected.
So if you
that
find a
they
violation, you could potentially,
Not have it
shut
for
'em up.
that night,
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
so.
Just offhand, Mark, what are some of the requirements, like for food?
Well-
Stainless steel stuff, or?
Yeah, it's a stainless steel, the amount that the temperature has to be, there's a bunch of
Is-
stuff, you know, especially if it's in the ventilation, the screening at the grounds, there's several things that go into the criteria based, but it's all spelled, they know it, every year it's the same thing, same inspector, they come out, do an on-site inspection, and if they have a violation, they give them enough time to correct it.
Oh.
That's why you see people struggle at the last minute to catch up for the few violations
Oh.
that they might have to make it through the weekend. And this prevents people from just setting up their gas grill and selling the
Yeah,
product.
sure.
I presume Sproul has to go through that, even though he doesn't get any license from the village for all that,
Yeah,
food
his equipment
inspection.
is gonna be all the same. It's a food inspector that comes to him. His place is inspected all the time.
and Polka Days, they don't have to go through the same,
They do.
They do.
They do.
they do.
O'Connell County checks on them too, but they have to have their beer license yet, the outdoor entertainment, that'll be coming in the July meeting, I didn't have anybody come in yet.
Oh, so you didn't have the
Those
event?
out.
Oh, okay. I thought I seen that in last year's, but,
Yep, so that'll come in July's meeting.
okay.
I don't know who is gonna stop and pick it up.
I don't know.
I'll have to do some.
Maybe they aren't
I
gonna
don't know
sell
who's
beer
on
this year.
first anymore.
What?
Maybe they aren't gonna sell beer this year.
See, we're on the subject, and oh, I won't try and divert off too much, but, so Polka Days gets the entertainment license, and don't we waive that?
No.
No?
No,
What do we waive for them?
could buy it.
No, but I mean, the Polka grounds,
Well, they pay $100 a day
okay,
for exclusive use of the entire community park, basically,
And the shelter with the bathrooms.
and the shelter with the bathrooms.
yeah, which is very reasonable.
I'd say it's,
Dirt cheap.
it's about $94,000 short of reasonable.
Yeah. And then we also waive the police protection, that extra we have to have
We've
overtime.
never waived anything.
Oh, I shouldn't say waive, but we
Don't call them.
put that in the budget though. I mean, it's coming from our taxpayer money.
Yes, it is.
you know, they're not.
And it always has, as far as I know. I've
Always
been here
has.
for over 30 years now.
Well, I'm gonna just interject this then, just real quick, it's something for us to think about, is if we would charge them a reasonable price and use that income to develop our campgrounds with electricity, so we could build on that. Something to generate money for the campgrounds in the future. If somebody has a better idea, good, we'll go with that too, you know, but,
Yeah, $100 a day doesn't bring in much revenue.
yeah, so, a thought, just, I'm sorry to divert from the meeting.
I need a motion on number 22 for the beer garden license
So moved.
by Doug,
A second.
by Bob Gieske, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You know, good questions, Roger, but, you know, we're only charging them $100 a day for exclusive use of that park for basically 4 days. And that's what we charge everybody else that uses just the shelter.
And then they pay $10 for the beer license and $25 for the outdoor entertainment. And then the $400, that comes to $100 for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Well, I hope my questions develop into something more constructive here. That's what I'm looking for, I guess.
Okay, thank you. Consider to approve wine tasting events for the Mountain Bay Coffee and Gifts, 1146 Mountain Bay Drive, Pulaski, Wisconsin, Cindy B. Muther, for Wednesday, June 28th, 2017, from 5 to 7 p.m. A private group wine tasting, 2 wines to taste it and pair with special foods. Thursday, July 20th, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. features Duck Creek Winery and food from local vendors. And Friday, July 21st, from 2 to 6 p.m. features Mona Rose Winery and food from local vendors. Can I have a motion to approve those events
I'll make that motion.
by Bruce,
A second.
second by Bob Gieske, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 24, persons desiring to be heard. Persons desiring to be heard. There's nobody left in the audience. Persons desiring to be heard in such other matters as authorized by law. Such other matters as authorized by law. Lieutenant, such other matters. 26, department reports, Public Works.
The bathrooms at the new Memorial Park Pavilion are open. Also, along with that, we have some restoration work to do around the building. So if you see, we did remove the slide and a couple swings in that area. We're gonna take the stone out and put mulch in, just like is on the other half, to make it more handicap accessible for everyone. Stones, it's a little difficult for them, so. Moving right along, if weather holds off, we hope to be done this week doing that. And that's all I have.
There are just a few little things, like Paul Walter said, that needed to get corrected at Memorial Park. And we get that water leak fixed in the bathrooms. Basically, they're good to go, they're functional now.
Yeah.
Wow, what a tremendous improvement to that facility. It's really, really nice. A lot of very positive comments from organizations and from the people in the community. I'm sure you've been getting the same feedback. It's quite a step up. Good job. Anything else, Joel?
Nope.
Sewer and water, Tommy?
I have nothing further for tonight.
Police department?
I had a couple of things. I mentioned to Joe at the, and I met with him, and the park is brand new now. And I do have one DVR that we can utilize that we already own. But I'm recommending that he puts cameras up at both buildings, especially if we can put it on 2 corners and capture both sides of the building. So that if you have somebody do vandalism to that block with a spray paint or something like that, we have a place to start. And it would record 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We would never stop it, never look at it even, because it'll write over the first day and the 7th day. Unless something were to happen and we go in and we hit the stop button, go back, take a look and see what we can get out of it. It's not foolproof because it's a mechanical device, it can still go wrong, but it's something that's better than nothing, and you have a lot of money at stake there, so I think that's something that I would recommend that you make that purchase on, for that one for the Polka Day grounds, that we can, the other one that we have.
In fact, I was there this afternoon looking, and they had done the gravel work, and wouldn't you know it, right there was a rock about this big. I picked it up because it's just too much of an
Tempting for somebody.
The parade permits have been submitted today for the Polka Day parade. We should hear back in the next couple of days on that. So we're going to be, it's within the 4-week time frame that I need that window to get that approved by the state of Wisconsin. So that has been done. We had 4 deaths over Memorial Day weekend. One of them, which was considered a suspicious death. Paul and I had to go down to Madison, because that's where the ME does the autopsies, and quite different than it is in Brown County, but that's our new location to go, and it looks like it's going to stay. It's much more thorough, much better, but it does suck up a little bit of our time to go down there, and obviously it was on a holiday, but I cannot predict when somebody's going to die, so that's just something that's out there for you to know. And actually, I like the way that they do the autopsies. It's a little more, he explains things, and it's very thorough, very, very thorough. So it's actually not a bad thing at all, just that it's an inconvenience for us to drive to Madison, but life is the way it is, because Dean, O'Connell, Dorr, Brown, it's going to more, they do approximately, I think they're at 900 autopsies this year, so it was on the board, and it's much different than it is to do 1 or 2. You have somebody that does every day. They were doing 4 on Monday that we were there. We were the 3rd one up.
So certain cases that goes to Madison, or just?
They have criteria
Okay.
based, and depending on what the circumstances are, they will do it. I mean, let's just hypothetically say that you're 50 years old and you die, you have a heart attack out in your front yard, they're gonna wanna do an autopsy to find out what caused it. Just because, is this drug related? Is it something that the family has to worry about for genetics? Whatever it might be, but
Okay.
they make that determination, not me, and we just go with the flow. But autopsies are pretty common down there, so we'll see more and more with it. Brown County enacted a county-wide mental health policy. We're going to be conforming to that as an agency, and you saw on TV, anybody who's watching news lately, with the transport to Winnebago and to other places where we're out of beds. We'll call it out of beds because we don't have it. If we're out of beds, we have to transport to either Mendota and Madison, or we have to transport to Winnebago. And with the shortage of the beds and the amount of mental health care, that's another thing that's creeping up on a lot of agencies, because you're talking about 6-hour minimum time of turnaround, if not a little bit more, maybe 8 hours. And that's a huge inconvenience for agencies that transport a lot of mental health people. And we're one of the many that we do. We do a lot of mental health commitments. The numbers are considerably higher than anybody would ever think. Last thing is, they're doing a CART team, which is a child abduction response team, and we're going to be part of that because every agency in Brown County is signing a policy on it. It is going to be good for us, because if we do have an active child abduction, there's going to be a lot of bells and whistles with it. You're going to get about 25 squads responding to this area if we have something. We're going to flood it, try to make it happen within 30 minutes, because that's your critical time before somebody is abducted and killed. We go more into detail about it, but the response on that is going to be much different than it used to be. I had to give him a lot of credit, from City of Green Bay, came from LA, and he saw a lot of things happen, and doing a lot of preventative maintenance in this area, which is really good to see those measures going into actually work out. And hopefully if it saves 1 or 2 lives, it'll be a well worthwhile effort, especially if it's one of your family's children or grandchildren, whatever it may be. So that's all I had.
That was a new car.
Still waiting for the seat. It didn't come in on time, and I'm just waiting for that company to ship. That's all we're waiting for. It's the holdup on part. That's what it is. And as soon as it comes out, it'll be done. But I've been waiting patiently. That's all I can tell you.
You're a very patient man.
I am, but it's starting to really crawl under my skin, but there's nothing I can do. It was supposed to be delivered the 22nd. It didn't happen. So.
That's it, Mark.
That's all I had.
Thank you. The administration, Ken, anything? Jody? Bill?
Two things. A couple weeks ago, we were last board meeting, we kind of talked about where we were with the water main break at the high school. There are now 2 cases pending. One was brought by a group of citizens, and the other one was the most recent one was brought by an insurance company. It's the same allegation, the same type of case. There is a motion pending to consolidate them as one case, since all the facts are the same and the allegations are pretty much the same. On an interesting aside, though, from the village's perspective, there was a decision that was rendered by the Court of Appeals about 2 weeks ago that found that a municipality was not responsible for a sewer backup. There was allegations that the municipality was negligent with inspections and servicing and other things that they had sort of voluntarily done in the past. And the court said that's not negligence if they don't do it. So that may have an impact on this case. I don't know yet. I saw the case and I referenced it back to the attorneys involved in the lawsuit, and they were going to take a look at it. I saw an email from them today that they thought it might have some bearing, but they don't know the full extent of it yet. So the second thing I have is that I'm going to propose, and I'll get some more for the committee of the whole, that we amend section 2.03 of the code. That's the provision regarding public bidding. In doing some work for the Green Bay Water Utility, I came across some issues with the ability of public bidding and posting of bids and solicitation of bids when the municipality is doing the work itself. There are some statutory things that we need to clean up with that ordinance, our current code, to allow that to happen and to avoid bidding. And the issue comes up where the statute says that if the municipality does all or part of the work itself, it doesn't have to do a public bid. But there's a discrepancy and an ambiguous part there as to what you actually do have to bid. So we need to clean up the ordinance to revise that. So I'll get a draft of that out for the committee of the whole. But essentially what it'll do is allow us to avoid having to do public bidding if we're going to do the work ourselves.
That's great, because part of the process of doing the shelter memorial, they suggested that insulation wasn't part of the bid, but they allowed the crew to spend 2 days of downtime to do all of the insulation, which costed about $400. And the crew did the work. And so, I mean, for the future, we saved a ton of money if we ever want to, heat that building and try to, give it a longer open period. So.
Can you back up to the first part?
Okay.
Do you have any idea or thought on how long this whole case is gonna take?
They are in the answers and amended answers and amended complaints and answers have been filed. So they're now into the discovery phases, and that will take anywhere from 6 months to a year. There's been no scheduling conference, so usually within about 6 months after, when you get into circuit court, about 6 months after the case is filed, you have your first meeting with the judge's clerk to start looking at trial dates. And so we're not even to that point yet. Most of the, obviously this is the Brown County case, most of the circuit court civil cases in Brown County are now being scheduled for 2019. If it's going to a jury, it'll be 2020. If it's to a court, it'll be late 18, early 19. And it varies by court, but that's kind of the general sense I have from some of the courts that I've dealt with. They're about 18 months out. If you went in today to schedule something, you'd get a trial date probably 18 months to 2 years out. So that's the length of time you're looking at if this is going to go to trial. If it settles, which most cases do, it'll be before that. But when before, it could be the day before trial, or it could be a year from now. My guess is that there's not going to be any settlement until they go through the discovery phase, which is taking depositions of people, and discovery allows both sides to go out and talk to, under oath, talk to people and get their depositions and have answers to questions that they have, and then they try to figure out liability from there. It'll probably go to some type of mediation as a first resort if they don't get it settled. But again, I wouldn't expect that to happen for at least a year from now, if not longer. Typical, I mean, this happened about a year ago, and it took almost a year to get to the point where the lawsuits were started. And so, once the lawsuit started, typical start to finish is about 2.5 years now for a lawsuit. So I'll give you an update when I find out, because I'll find out when the trial dates are scheduled for, and I'll be able to let you know that. But they're probably 3 to 4 months at the. I would guess you're probably looking at sometime in November or December before you get to the meeting with the judge. And you don't even meet with the judge; you meet with his clerk, and the clerk schedules. Essentially, she pulls out the judge's calendar and says, "When are you looking for?
How many days?
Yeah, how many days do you expect for this trial? And what are you looking for?" And again, they're gonna say, "Well, what the judge will do is you say we want a 2-day trial." And it's okay. Well, our first available date is in November of 2019. So, again, that's just the nature of the beast.
It's a beast.
Attorney Van Castle, who determines if these cases can be consolidated? The judge or?
Yeah, the judge. That's it. And it becomes a battle of the judges, because both judges will probably want the other one to do it. So it clears their calendar. But typically they tend to be, rule of thumb, but not always the case. It tends to be the first one that's filed. They consolidate the second one with the first one.
Oh.
But not always, but that tends to be the way it tends to go.
And just so you guys know, just because we have a trial date, just because a decision is made, that doesn't mean there isn't going to be an appeal.
Oh, right.
I mean, it goes on for another year.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Well, again, we've got that municipal court case that the appeal was filed in, it was appealed from municipal court here to circuit court. There was appealed from circuit court to the Court of Appeals in Wausau. That one, we don't even have a briefing schedule yet, and that was appealed back in, was that March, I think?
And the first time in Brown County, that was in December of 2016?
Yes, so that the trial, so the trial was 6 months ago. And they filed an appeal, and it's 6 months, and we haven't even got a briefing schedule from the Court of Appeals yet.
Thank you.
So all that information didn't get us much farther, did it?
No.
All I hear is something ticking going, somebody's paying somebody. Never mind. It's costing somebody money. That's all I hear.
You bet it's costing us money.
Yeah.
Tom and Joel met for, 2.5 hours today with the adjuster and our lawyer that's defending us?
Yeah.
So, and you bet that their meter was running the entire time.
Amazing.
That's why you have insurance.
Any other questions?
That's another story.
Okay, communications, thank you, Bill.